Well, coming out as gay publicly for me was a big moment, of course, and I've been thinking about this for quite a long time. And it was also the impression it's my duty, it's my responsibility to say this publicly because I know how difficult it was for me, but also the debate around gay football players. There's hardly anybody visible. And I've had so much support from people around me, and I thought it was just my turn to say that publicly and also change the debate, because when I followed the discussions about gay football players, who are they, why don't they speak up, I just felt I can make a difference. I can make a difference by saying what it's like being at the highest level in football, but also living with fear, playing with fear. And that to me was really, really great because the response was hugely positive. Well, being a professional soccer player can be very difficult in itself because there's always a lot of pressure involved. Most guys want to be the best in the team, the best for their national team, and in general. So there is always that that notion that you want to be. There's no distraction involved, and the pressure when you not have a good game, when you don't play, when you're injured, is huge. So you don't need any distraction. And when you actually know you're different, you stand out, it's another kind of distraction you don't need in order to be at your best. So for me, it was a long process of really understanding that being gay, being different, being part of a minority doesn't only affect my football life, it affects my entire life. So thankfully, I've been supported by wonderful people who've encouraged me and also said, like, my life is not only a professional footballer, it's more than that. And that piece of advice is very important. But in the locker room, it's still very, very intense, where people sometimes are not very well educated, and you just don't want to give any reason to be intimidated and to be put under extra pressure. Well, to look back and give myself advice when I was 16, that age, thankfully I don't have many regrets. I was very happy the way I was brought up by my parents and with my siblings on a farm in near Munich. But it just takes time. I needed time to really understand what I want in life, who I am, and also to understand the privileged situation I was in as a football player. The fact that I could reach many people when I spoke up, that was great. I'm glad I waited because if I had come out earlier, maybe I would have crumbled under the pressure. So therefore, I don't have many regrets. I'm quite happy that I had a really good soccer career. And after that, I also had the power and the privilege to help others. Well, the soccer career was more or less 12, 13 years where I played in 3 different countries. And I had a lot of joy playing for some of the teams like VfB Stuttgart or Aston Villa and various other clubs. It was always the biggest joy was winning games, was scoring goals, but also representing the country. I played for Germany 52 times. I was part of the World Cup squad 2006. And they were all great moments, but what stands out is probably scoring a goal for Stuttgart on the final day of the season, 2006-2007, where we won the Bundesliga title. And I played a crucial role in it. And that for me was the confirmation that I was a very reputable football player, soccer player, and that meant a lot to me. Well, team spirit is always very important in any successful team. And of course, everybody wants to have a really positive team spirit. They all try, but not everybody succeeds. And for me, yes, playing for Stuttgart that particular season where we won the Bundesliga, there was of course a great team spirit. It's not always easy to really plan to create a team spirit. Sometimes it just comes organically. It's the way you compose the team. But yeah, if you have a good team spirit, that is really a good ingredient to be successful. It's not the only one, but it's a very good basis. With no team spirit, it's going to be very difficult. Well, fortunately, my soccer career gave me some kind of freedom to really choose in my next chapter in life to really think about what I want to do. For a while, I didn't think that I had a place in soccer in any kind of position, but then I tried. I worked as a broadcaster And I would say I succeeded. And I'm still working in broadcasting to this day, and I really enjoy it. I work for German broadcasters, ARD, for example, and Sky, but also in the UK for the BBC. And that gives me great joy, but also to find different places in soccer where I'm working on the board of two clubs, one in Italy, Hellas Verona, and Aalborg BK in Denmark. So this privilege of having that freedom to choose is really great for me. But the other aspect is to still demonstrate that there is a place for me. Being gay, being openly gay, doesn't exclude me from the highest, the highest positions in soccer. And that's something I wanted to prove. I don't want to be on the outside, complain about the industry. I want to be part of it and say, there is a way. You have to work hard. You have to prove that you are good enough. And that's what I'm trying to do more or less every day. Well, the fact that I was invited to come to WorldPride was huge for me, because I've never been to WorldPride and I've always wanted to go, but just didn't have the chance. And when I was invited by the Deutsche Botschaft here in Washington and to come here to the Goethe-Institut, for me, it's like, I gotta go. I really gotta go. I've had so many great times in the US in general. I have clearly an affection for the country. But I know things are changing, but this is the same. If I'm being asked to talk about my book, to talk about my life journey, I want to take these opportunities and also encourage people that even though there's difficult times, when we look at the world right now, it's sometimes very difficult, but there's always, offer some kind of hope and never give up. And there are so many allies around the world. And when you go to WorldPride, I'm expecting to see so many allies, so many people who actually celebrate their lifestyle, to have a good time. And I think that's what we ought to do, really pick our moments and enjoy ourselves.